So hello everyone, this is Jennie Wang from C Studio. I'm mainly responsible for the AGI marketing and partnership, especially for the NVIDIA Jetson product line. So we are currently at Chaihuo Maker Space in Shenzhen, China. And sitting next to me is Glenn Jocher,
Hey guys.
the founder and CEO of Ultralytics, who has delivered the brilliant YOLO-v8 along with the seamless developing and deployment platform for all of the users around the world to deploy the vision AI models for the diverse scenario applications. So let's give a great welcome to Glenn. Okay. Hi, Glenn. How are you feeling today?
I'm excited and a little sleepy. So I just came in from Madrid, Spain. But it's my first trip to China, so I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, the Chinese developers are also feeling so excited about Glenn to come here. So Glenn, could you please just share the audience a little bit about the YOLO-v8 model architectures?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So YOLO-v8 is an architecture that we launched at Ultralytics last year in January 2023. And it's the culmination of a lot of research, development that's gone on, not just within the team at Ultralytics, but within the wider community. So we have to give a lot of credit to the entire computer vision community. We have about 500 contributors out there that have helped us directly with pull requests and reporting bugs and so on. And then thousands more that use the models and give us feedback on how to improve them every day.
Yeah, that's so amazing. I believe that's exactly what all of the developers are seeking. Like they are trying to find the platform or the toolkit to help them get easy hands on the model development and also like deploy the models either at the edge or through the cloud system. And also we noticed that the Ultralytics continuing improvement and innovation with the updated YOLO versions. So could you share us what's recent updated and some breakthroughs in the field of the vision AI deployment?
Yeah, absolutely. So we continuously update YOLO-v8. It receives patch updates almost on a daily basis with small feature additions, minor bug fixes, but also more larger and more complex improvements. So we add tasks to it occasionally. YOLO started out as just an object detection model, but now we have a single YOLO-v8 backbone that does segmentation, pose estimation, oriented bounding boxes, and a number of other tasks. And this year I'm really excited because we're adding facial recognition and action detection to the models. So this will be really exciting.
Yeah, that's also exciting to all of the developers. And so to meet the expectation of all of our Edge AI audience, what's the Ultralytics next step? Like, do you have any recent roadmap to like integrate the current architecture or like upgrade to for the next level?
Yes. So we have a big advancement coming later this year. We've got an annual event that we do. It's called YOLO World. There's our YOLO Vision. It's in Madrid on September 27th, but it's a hybrid event. We'll be streaming it on YouTube.
I see
and
that.
We'll be releasing updated models there. So that is going to be a date to mark in your calendar.
So speaking of the YOLO World, how do you feel about that? Because it's like it's connected with the zero-shot like object detection pipelines, and how do you feel about this kind of developing shift in the vision AI algorithms?
Yeah, it's something that's very interesting. So YOLO World came out as an effort from a Tencent research laboratory, and it's composed of a YOLO-v8 backbone and a transformer head, which has been trained on a collection of text and vision data sets. And so this is the first time I think we've really seen zero-shot promptable model in the YOLO family. And so we've integrated that into the Ultralytics package. And it works relatively well. So you can load a model, you can tell it which classes you're interested in. That operation to embed those classes into the model takes a little bit of processing power. So you typically do that offline. And then once you've embedded those classes into the model, then it's just like any other YOLO-v8 model. And you can deploy it anywhere you want. And it's now going to simply detect those classes. And you can be pretty creative. You can say things like, I want to see a guy in a blue sweatshirt and red pants. And it'll find that person if he exists in your image or your video. So it's really cool. It takes a lot of the burden off of the whole workflow. Because as we all know, collecting data, annotating it is a very intensive process, and that's always the biggest pain point in the computer vision space. So the performance of the models themselves, it'll always be better on common objects. So things like dogs and cats. If you have a very specialized domain, say medical imagery or defect detection in production, you're still going to need to train your model on those specific parts. So.
Like pre-trained model and also fine-tuning of the models for within your data sets, right? Yeah, it's like Ultralytics provide the second choice for the users. Like if they don't want to train the models, they want to directly use it, they can choose the YOLO8. And if they want to fine-tune based on their scenarios, they can like use the YOLOv8 models, like all of the Ultralytics provided on the website, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's easy to get started with the default models, and now with YOLO World also. If the performance isn't there with those models, or it doesn't quite capture what you need in your domain, then we make it really easy for you to train and fine-tune on those models to improve the performance.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's why Ultralytics is so popular, because it's so supportive and expanding to like more architectures into our system. So when you dive into your community group, did you see any the most popular application scenarios that the community users are willing to contribute, and how do they bring like the models in the field deployment?
Yeah. So as you're mentioning, the community has grown. It's very large now, and we get a lot of questions. I think one of the things that we've tried to do is make everything so simple that you almost need no training or no experience with Python or PyTorch to be able to use it. So that's good. That means more people can use it, but it also means that people that have never done ML before are training YOLO models now. And so they show up with a lot of the same questions, like a lot of like beginner questions. So we started to kind of see the same things. Things like, for example, they train a model and they run out of memory and they're confused. They're like, oh, I got this error. It says CUDA out of memory. What do I do? And so we tell them oftentimes, reduce your batch size, do this and so on. But the biggest questions are from people that before they've trained, they start asking a lot of questions. They say, should I change my hyperparameters? What size model should I do? Do I need more data? And so the answer is always the same for these kinds of questions. It's always just first train a model, everything default settings, and then once you have that first result, then take a look at what's not working correctly, and then you can start to figure out what to prioritize, what to focus on. It's all about experimenting and trial and error.
Yeah, I guess that's the most like the difficulties in the developing pipelines for the AI models deployment and developing. So we also see that for the age part, we also see more and more customers doing like the application scenarios like across diverse scenarios. Like, for example, we take an example like the smart retail. Like they can get the intelligent insights and actionable suggestions for to analyze the customer behavior and also the high frequent visiting areas, so that they can increase the sales value and also adjust the marketing strategy to like based on the customer preference. So this is kind of the successful use cases in the C Studio. Like we deliver the hardware and combine also Ultralytics software, this kind of algorithm together to build the solution and provide to the customers. So this is kind of like giving the customer the convenient way to like deploy the models in the real world.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think retail analytics is a clear use case. So it's about knowing where people are in your store, what times they come in, so you can staff the store appropriately, and where they're not going. So, for example, you probably want to put your most important and expensive merchandise in front of the most eyeballs, in front of the most heavily trafficked part of the store. So unless you really have those analytics, and you're a store owner, you're kind of flying blind. You don't really know like what the people are doing in the store, and you're probably leaving some profit on the table. So it's really important.
Yeah, that's absolutely. So also speaking of the pinpoint of the developer during their AI pipelines. So I think for our side, one of the biggest difficulties for our community users is that when the customers they didn't have the hardware development expertise or the experience, maybe most of them they are the ICDE or computer science major researchers or the students. They don't really have enough time to dive into the hardware development and learn how to use that at the beginning. So I think that's the biggest questions for them to. When they receive the Jetson devices at home, they're really struggling, like, how do I build the running environment? How to complete all of the configurations? So that's how our Jetson example GitHub repository come from, because we want to show our customers a simple way to deploy the AI models on the Jetson devices. So this is like the one-line code command method for the developers to deploy the large language models on the Jetson devices, like the Llama 3, the popular Llama 3, Llama 2, or like the Lava, Whisper, this kind of text-to-image, or Vision Transformer, this kind of large models. So we also, for the later steps, we also want to integrate the YOLOv8 models into this kind of GitHub example list, so that we can deliver the computer vision tasks to all of our developers and spread out to this community.
Yeah, and I think Seed Studio has done a great job there. So I see, for example, NVIDIA producing hardware, but not always helping people get started with that, especially for edge devices. And of course, the smallest vision models need to live on the edge. And then, of course, the entities that are producing the models also, like Ultralytics, oftentimes we don't do enough to really help users on those edge devices. And so I see Seed Studio in the middle here, taking the hardware, taking the models, and creating those tutorials and helping those users get started really simply. And that's super important.
Yeah, and we really appreciate Ultralytics part because we collaborate each other and deliver all of the docs and all of the demos to the communities, so that they can get started with easy steps. So Glenn, can you tell our audience about for the next few days trip? Do you have the plans to visit which kind of places or holding any activities in China?
No, absolutely. So let's see here. This is my first trip to China, and to be completely honest with you, we haven't fully planned it out. So we wanted to come here, visit Seed, but also we know that Shenzhen is really the Silicon Valley here in China, and there's a lot of AI companies and a lot of tech companies, and I think I'm excited to make some connections, see what's going on here, and see if there's space for us to collaborate here.
And Shenzhen is very open and inclusive for everyone. So so with this fast-paced lifestyle and also the production environment, I'm pretty sure you can find more inspirations in this small city.
I think so, and also we can see that a lot of our Ultralytics YOLO users are coming from China. So I can see that the technology is really popular here, and I'm kind of excited to meet the people that are using it.
They are also very excited about you are giving more resources or more social medias on the delivery channels, this kind of thing.
That's right. So we've started doing more social media for channels like LinkedIn and YouTube. And at one point we realized these probably don't have the best visibility in China, and so we're putting more effort down. So we just set up a Bilibili account, and I think some other ones, and we're starting to actually kind of port some of that content over. And I think hopefully in the future establish more of a presence here, create a bit of a team, and really cater to the Chinese market, since I know it's a huge audience that we have here.
That's great to hear. So all right, thank you, Glenn, for sharing this all of the insights and experience about the vision AI technology. So it's our pleasure to partner with Ultralytics and provide this efficient and easy methods for the community developers. So thank you again for the engaging conversation, and we look forward to bring more technical resources and also more demos very soon. So stay tuned with and we'll see you in the next time. Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you, Jennie, and thank you to everyone in the community.
Bye-bye.